This one right here, and we'll talk more about it in the full-on sales bracket of what went down this week, because it is a very exciting week for a lot of manga coming out, selling real big. But in particular, right here, we pretty much have, in a weird way, a new king, although it will be very short-lived because the manga's been on hiatus. Before we get started, if you would hit that subscribe button and that bell to get notified, we drop new episodes of FORNEVERNEWS every Saturday, 12 p.m. EST, and throughout the week, we re-upload those segments for your viewing pleasure. Hit them buttons. Let's jump into the stories. Pretty much, Ruri Dragon, the manga I've been telling you guys about, that it went for like 5 or 6 chapters, accumulated a humongous fan base, and then the author started getting sick, and basically they removed it from the magazine. It's been on hiatus, and now they're starting to label it as a Jump Plus title, meaning it more than likely won't be serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump anymore. The physical, it'll basically be digital whenever it does return. But Ruri Dragon has pretty much done something astronomical. Like, people told me when I was reporting, I was like, yo, this is a huge series. A lot of people were like, relax, it ain't huge. Oh, it is huge, fam, because if you considered My Hero Academia huge, and if you consider majority of stuff in Shonen Jump huge, this is freaking huge. Because basically, Ruri Dragon has the biggest debut in Jump history since pretty much My Hero Academia. With 74,874 copies sold in 6 days, Ruri Dragon's first volume is the #1 Shonen Jump big hit, and My Hero Academia back in the days with its first volume sold 71,575 copies in 6 days back in 2014. So this is pretty much the biggest Shonen Jump debut in roughly 8 years. So Masaoki Shindo, wherever you are, whatever's going on with your health, I hope you get better, because that is freaking astronomical and that's huge. Granted, they reported that it wasn't as big of a jump as, I believe, Assassination Classroom, because the two of them still fall far behind the king of debuts. Assassination Classroom Volume 1 debut with 121,000 copies sold in 3 days. And of course, that's not including like the One Pieces and Naruto's and all that stuff back in the days. I believe like the biggest one was like One Piece, or one of the biggest ones, One Piece Volume 1. It did like 300,000 in its first week, something astronomical back in the days. But still, this is massively impressive for a series that had just enough chapters to fill out a volume. What, 76, 74,000, something crazy there in 6 days. That is huge. That is a big win, and Shonen Jump knows it. That's probably why they didn't just outright cancel it. They're like, we got money, we got gold here brewing, what's going on? So that's probably also why they're allowing the author to probably go to Jump Plus, so that way they can have a more lax schedule and still keep them sales coming in. That'll be another big title to add to the roster of already huge titles in Jump Plus. And yeah, that's just huge. The biggest debut for a Shonen Jump volume in 8 freaking years. Insane. We got a couple of pieces of Netflix news. Y'all know Netflix has become a very big key player in the anime world. They got the exclusive rights to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. As we spoke about last week, they got Stone Ocean's final season coming in December. So Netflix has been very vital and has become very vital in the anime space. And yeah, they took like a major loss. I want to say it was either earlier this year or late last year when they announced that whole thing that they were cracking down on password sharing and whatnot. They took a major loss. Well, according to this, it seems as though they've finally gotten back out of the red and into the green, because Netflix adds 2.41 million subscribers globally in the third quarter. Netflix announced on Tuesday that it has added 2.41 million subscribers to its service in the third quarter of 2022, after losing about 200,000 subscribers in the year's first quarter and another 970,000 in the second quarter. The streaming service now records a total of 223.09 million subscribers worldwide, with a projected addition of 4.5 million subscribers in the year's fourth and final quarter. I don't know if that's going to happen, because we're going to talk about something else. The company recorded US $7.9 billion in revenue in the third quarter, which is a 5.9% year-on-year growth, with an operating income of US $1.5 billion and a net income of $1.3 million. The company recorded US $3.1 in diluted earnings per share for the quarter. Netflix has also reported that it developed a thoughtful approach to monetize account sharing that it will begin implementing in more countries early next year. The company added that it will allow those sharing accounts with other people to migrate their Netflix settings and recommendations to their own account while allowing those who own their accounts to create sub-accounts. Netflix previously announced in March that it is testing a new payment model for users who wish to share accounts between separate households, and mentioned in May that it was planning to crack down on password sharing between subscribers. And it's awesome to hear that, hey, you know, they increased, right? Real good stuff at the end of the day, because right now we need Netflix to be a competitor, in particular for anime, because yeah, Sony has been buying up. They got Crunchyroll, they got Funimation, all that good stuff. So we need some competitors to keep on going. So it was dope to hear that after taking that major loss, hey, they're back up in the green and whatnot. But then with this news, again, going more so into them cracking down on password sharing, I feel like this is just going to knock them down again, and it might be unrecoverable at this particular point, because this article says Netflix has announced when it will start charging extra user fees. The subscription service is seemingly knuckling down on those who, for whatever reason, have failed to start up their own accounts. On Tuesday, the brand announced during its quarterly reports that it will shortly be charging customers an added monthly fee to people who have shared their usernames and passwords. The decision follows a pivotal program which has already been rolled out in Latin America and charges excess fees for what they deem to be extra user sub-accounts. For example, users placed outside of your immediate households who cheekily log in to watch a series or two. The brand announced in their report, "Finally, we've landed on a thoughtful approach to monetize account sharing, and we'll begin rolling this out more broadly starting in early 2023. After listening to consumer feedback, we're going to offer the ability for borrowers to transfer their Netflix profile into their own account, and for sharers to manage their devices more easily and to create sub-accounts, extra members, if they want to pay for family or friends. In countries where our lower priced ad-supported plan, we expect a profile transfer option for borrowers to be especially popular." You think that's going to be popular? You're wrong. In short, each name under the who's watching screen will cost you extra pennies if they found to not be living with you. The streaming service has yet to announce how much it will charge customers for the extra user service, but if it's anything like the pilot scheme in Latin America, it will follow a 1/4 of the basic rate ideology. Though it's not set in stone, it will work out to about $3 to $4 in the US. But don't panic just yet. You've got until early 2023 to delete all traces of other users on your Netflix login. The feature has also been rolled out in Argentina, the Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. In the previous scheme titled Add a Home, which launched in August, there was one home per account, which means that each Netflix account, regardless of the payment plan, included one home where users could stream Netflix on any of their devices. There was also the option to buy additional homes. So let me get this straight. Let's just say I'm on tour, right? And I'm going to be touring the country, but when I get home, I'm going to be going to, you know what I'm saying, use my Netflix. Am I going to be charged because I'm using my account outside of the home and I'm using it regularly out of the home? How is this whole thing going to work? Because I know they're seemingly going to be using it based on like IP addresses and which ones are linked, you know, to the IP address that is mainly used in the home. This sounds like it's going to be messy, and I ain't gonna lie, I could imagine a lot of people, once they get those surprise charges or whatnot, we're done with Netflix. That's what's going to happen, because they are pushing their luck. They already pissed people off with even announcing this to begin with. They're pissing people off each and every other month when they keep on increasing the price. But this is what's going to happen, because inevitably, right, with business, at the end of the day, you always ideally want to keep expanding, right? You want to get, if they got 220 something million users now, they want to get 240, they want to get 280, they want to get 380, they want to keep on increasing. But there's only so many people in the world that are alive that are going to subscribe to Netflix. So at some given point, they are going to reach a cap where they're just not going to be able to get any new users onto Netflix, any new paid subscribers. So that's why they're probably looking right now like, damn, how much more can we increase? Well, let's just start making people that are sharing have to buy their own account or have to pay through a service inside of that main Netflix account. And I am gonna lie, this is going to backfire on them. If I'm wrong, then by golly, they figured it out. And them saying that, yo, people are gonna love, no, people are not gonna love this. People, what makes them think that people are gonna love paying more if, like, you know, your wife, your husband, your brother, your sister, they're somewhere else, and hey, this is one of their only forms of entertainment and they use Netflix or whatnot? How is this going to make them happy that, hey, yo, I gotta pay more? Or if I'm at a hotel resort for 2 weeks and I have my Netflix account that I like to watch at the nighttime, how is this going to make anybody happy? This is going to backfire. And yeah, Netflix, I get it, you're trying to figure out ways to monetize outside of depending on more new users or whatnot. You got the ad supported plans in there. Yo, you're pushing your luck, and eventually it's going to backfire. I get it that seemingly Netflix hasn't been the most profitable business. I've heard somewhere that they never actually made a profit. Majority of these things is spent on, you know, you got to pay all the employees, you got to pay for all the shows, you got to pay for this, that, and the third. But this is not the wave. It's not gonna work. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think anybody watching this right now is like, oh, thank God, yes. Oh, I'm so fucking happy I get to pay more. I don't see it.
Shut your mouth!